So Bitcoin is on an absolute tear today. I think it's up about 7.86%. And if you don't know what's going on, obviously the halving happened already and the ETFs are out there. But why did Bitcoin go up today? What made it pop 7.86% today? I'm going to get into that right now. So with no further ado, let's just take a look at it. So why did Bitcoin pop? So here's the Bitcoin chart from the last, I don't know, a couple months, back through April. And as you can see, this is today, yesterday, the day before. I believe these are 1 day charts. This is the today. It absolutely popped today, 7.86%. It went up to 66,500, maybe almost 67,000. Very close. And it's the highest it's been since mid-April. I think that last was, about beginning mid to late April. And so what made it pop? Well, there's a couple things you got to know. The CPI data came out today. So this is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And the CPI, the Consumer Price Index information, came out at like 8:30 or 9 a.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. And it had a very, very large impact on the market. Now, why did it have a big impact on the market? Now, remember, the Consumer Price Index, for those of you who don't know, is the cost of a basket of goods in an urban area that's used to see if these prices are going up or if they're going down. And so the last couple of years, inflation's been super high. We threw a whole bunch of money into the economy and, everyone had money. So when you spend money and you buy something, the price of it tends to go up if everyone's trying to buy something. And plus we had limited supply of things because of COVID still, and that lasted years. So because of this, we had high inflation, and the Federal Reserve, which it really isn't federal, but don't want to get into that right now. They are saying, their target rate is always 2% inflation. And so right here, as you can see, the current inflation, all items less food and energy, which doesn't make any sense to me, but all items less food and energy is 3.6% increase year over year. And so that's still outside the norm. The good news today that came out is that even though that is outside the norm, it came in as expected. It didn't come in high. It didn't come in low, but it came in as expected. The big news is some of the other data that came out today, like retail sales. Retail sales were expected to be up. Now, why does this matter? It came in flat. So retail sales didn't come in up, it came in flat. Well, if less people are buying at retail level than expected, then we can expect when people stop buying things, the price comes down to it hits a level where they want to start buying again. So this is showing that the economy and inflation is starting to cool. Now, why does this matter for Bitcoin? Well, so for Bitcoin is a risk asset class, right? Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. It has a risk associated. When there's high inflation, there's high interest rates. And when there's high interest rates, there's high rates of return, typically on money just sitting around doing nothing at no risk in a bank. So right now you can go to a bunch of different, bunch of different banks or, online or whatnot, and you can get a 4 or 5% return on your cash. Very, very little risk, because these are all typically, now I'm not your financial advisor, this isn't financial advice, but these are typically FDIC insured, which means it's pretty much as risky as the US government is, which, some might argue that, but it's really not. If you possibly could, but the likelihood of you losing your money, your cash in a bank that's FDIC insured, if you're meeting all the rules and regs, is extraordinarily low. So if I can get a 5% with zero real risk, why wouldn't you do that? But when that interest rate comes down, people need a place to put their money. So they run to higher risk assets like bonds or crypto or stocks or things like that. So today, the market reacted in kind with Bitcoin, and they said, look, if inflation isn't going up, people went out and they bought Bitcoin today. They bought stocks. Stock market was booming. And our economy loves cheap money. So while the Fed might not lower their benchmark rate this next time around, they might not lower it, but the case for raising it has been severely cooled off, which the market is favoring. So what does all this mean? Well, going back to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is going up. Now, is that going to be a trend? No, we're going to see a lot of volatility. We might still go down another 10 or 20% before we go up, but you're going to see the trend line start to be up. As you probably know, we've been trading within a pretty tight range for a couple months now. right? As soon as mid-March, we kind of hit that high. It kind of receded, and we've been trading in this tight range. I'm not showing my screen. Here we go. We hit mid-March, we hit that high, and it's been trading within this range of these blue lines of between $60,000 and $70,000 on Bitcoin. And so now you might start to see that trend up. Can't promise you anything. There's going to be a lot of volatility along the way. What am I doing? Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm playing with leveraged trades. I'm trading Bitcoin with leverage on BTCC. And this has been going, it went really terrible, not to lie. I had to figure out how to trade. The last 3 days have been very good. Yesterday I had a 54% return. Today I'm well over 100% return. Yes, Joe, the market's going up, but I'm doing scalping trades highly leveraged on the 1 minute time frame using, and I'll when I have a better proven track record, I'll give you more info. But right now, I'm using the MACD, that is the moving average convergence divergence, right here. See right here, when this crosses over, I could short this and probably do okay, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trading this with leverage. I've been doing okay. I'm going to do more results on that. I haven't been doing my Sunday updates. I'm going to get back to that. I've just been kind of busy with all these other things right now. So that's it. So why did crypto go up today? Crypto went up today because the CPI came in as expected. Retail sales came in worse than expected, which means the economy is probably starting to soften a little bit. I've heard other labor statistics. When we see the labor market soften up, we're going to see the interest rates come down. And I believe Bitcoin's going to boom. Right now, as I'm watching this, this drop. It's going to hit one of my indicators here, and I'm going to make a trade and hopefully make a couple bucks here. So that's all I got. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, like it, share it, and we'll see you next time. Talk to you soon.